Halo semuanya, balik lagi sama gua Hiro. Hari ini gue mau bermain lagi Genshin Impact ya guys. Seperti yang kemarin lusa gue bilang, hari ini ada update tentang event-event baru seperti map baru ya, Inazuma. Terus juga ada Ayaka juga. Nah, kalau Ayaka ini menurut kalian gimana guys? Bagus gak ya? Gue sebenarnya udah sempat gacha juga dan gue udah dapet di PT 80 ya. Cuma nggak sempat gue record guys, karena gue gacanya itu pas sore tadi ya. Jadi gitu aja. Oke, sekarang kita coba mulai main dulu. Hmm, Mungkin gue bakal nyelesain dulu ini commission, daily commission ya guys ya. Oh ya, buat kalian yang pengen tahu Ayaka kayak gimana, gue coba mainin dulu deh ya ini. Tes runnya ya. Sebenarnya gue udah pernah main guys tadi. Gue udah coba, sempet coba sih. Tapi nggak apa-apa, buat kalian gue bakal mainin lagi guys. Oh ya, suaranya aman gak ya guys? Wah, keren juga ya guys ini. Apa namanya? Pas lagi larinya ini guys, dia masuk ke dalam ininya guys, lantainya guys. Coba kita lihat ultinya ya. Oh, apa ini dia cuma di satu sisi tapi ya ultinya ya. Tapi kelihatannya kayak ini guys ultinya. Kayak siapa, kayak Fenty ya. Cuma kalau Fenty kan bisa nyerap ya guys ya. Ini nggak nyerap guys. Nggak bisa nyerap orangnya gitu. Nyerap monster-monsternya ini. Berarti dia lebih main ke elemental burst ya guys ya. Oke, challenge complete. Coba kita lihat dulu. Ini untuk base-nya. Oh, dia pakai 5 blizzard ya guys. Oh, semua talentnya tuh level 8 guys. Weaponnya tuh yang baru ya. Dia pakai Mist Splitter and Reforge. Crit damage-nya lumayan juga ya, 40%. Lumayan. Kalian siapa aja guys yang udah ngepull si Ayaka ini guys? Menurut kalian gimana? Kalian bisa komen ya guys. Menurut kalian seperti apa ini Ayaka ini, bagus gak ya gitu? Kalau menurut gue sih kayaknya oke juga ya. Soalnya baru DPS yang sekarang ini yang gue pakai nih baru Ganyu doang. Jadi gue masih bisa pakai Ayaka mungkin di ini, di apa namanya? Spiral ini ya. Spiral Abyss kalau nggak salah. Oke, kalau gitu kita sekarang kerjain daily commission dulu guys. Kalian udah ada yang unlock Ayaka belum? Atau Inazuma gitu, nge-unlock Inazuma? Menurut kalian gimana? Bagus gak guys? Waduh, kejar itu. Oke, ini dia.
Solidify.
We're way behind schedule. Access denied. Next on the agenda.
Mungkin kalau bagi kalian yang belum dapat Ayaka, mungkin kalian bisa simpen dulu Primo Gems-nya buat Yoimiya juga bagus guys katanya. Gameplaynya nge-lag nggak guys? Nah lumayan dapat Romi.
Stabilize.
No touching.
Wah ini lumayan. Oke. Dapat Romi juga.
La la la.
Stabilize.
Masih 3/8. Habis kita selesai daily commission
Next
ini,
on the
kita langsung
agenda.
coba explore ya guys.
Gather.
Biasanya jatuh ini. Wah dia di sana kuat juga guys.
Solidify.
Oke kelar.
The air is just right.
Kita ambil dulu ini Anemo Crystal Fly. Kita ada web event lagi nggak ya guys? Ada yang tahu nggak guys tentang web event? Yang web event kemarin tuh gue sempet nggak selesai semua itu guys. Yang Mystery Voyage sih kalau nggak salah. Gue agak terlambat soalnya. Ini gue autoin aja ya. Oke. Nah, ini harus ke sini. Oh ya, buat kalian yang udah narik Ayaka, udah pada level berapa aja guys Ayakanya? Ini kayaknya kita mesti farming dari awal ya, karena barang-barangnya masih baru. Barang-barangnya kan dari Inazuma ya, bunga-bunganya, ya nggak sih? Atau enggak? Report back to Athena. Wah, ini ada nih. Kita sekalian farming Anemo ya guys, Anemo Crystal Flies. Buat jadiin ke konden. Kalian sering farming ini nggak guys? Anemo Crystal Fly kayak gitu-gitu. Crystal Fly. Kalau ada kalian boleh komen guys. Oh, ini ada nih. Oke dah.
La la la.
Yes, I see. Hopefully we'll have a good harvest.
Here's your mats. Oke, thank you.
This is
Oke,
Donoko,
udah selesai,
my
guys.
oldest and bestest friend.
Commissionnya.
Okay.
Bentar ya.
Now
Kita
I've
ganti party
introduced
setup
you,
dulu.
don't forget her name.
Mungkin lebih enak ini pakai venti aja.
Ready for a rehearsal?
Kayak gini aja guys.
Alright.
Yes, I see. Hopefully we'll have a good harvest this year.
Here we go. Let's play. Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Kalian bosan gak guys kalau liatin gue
Brace
farming
yourself.
crystal fly gini guys? Sebentar aja ya guys ya ini ya. Ini lumayan nih vilanya ini. Mana lagi? Oh itu dia.
Yahoo!
Oke dapat. Oke dapat lagi satu. Udah berapa ini ya? Mungkin cukup kali ya. Kita ambil dulu BP-nya. Level 3. Duh, mata gue gatel guys. Kita sekarang balik dulu.
Add Ast.
Oh iya,
Add
ambil
Astra.
satu lagi. Nah, udah. Nah, ini kita sambil buat ini guys. Kita obtain dulu. Wah, lumayan nih. Wih, dapat lagi Forge 20 item. Use 150 original resin.
Haven't you heard? There's a strange wanderer.
Oke, sekarang kita bisa langsung ke ini. Ke eventnya ya guys. Ngomong ke siapa nih? Oh, jauh banget. Kalian udah selesaiin eventnya semua belum guys?
Wouldn't gliding be faster? Ha! Hoo! Hup! Ha!
Ad Astra Abyssosk. What can I do for you, traveler?
About traveling to Inazuma.
Ah, yes. I've heard that you've already made arrangements with the captain of the Crux fleet regarding your
Crux
passage
fleet.
to Inazuma. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now that I think about it, it's been quite some time since I last visited those lands. Unfortunately, I don't
Ini
have any
kalian
current intel
mau
that would be worth
diganti
sharing
ke
with you.
bahasa Indonesia atau bahasa Inggris guys?
There
Bahasanya.
you are. You're the traveler that Beidou will be taking to Inazuma, right?
Gue yakin kalian bisa bahasa Inggris lah ya guys semuanya. I've been waiting all day for you all. Oke.
Oh, is that right? Well, it's an honor to meet you. The fleet is nearly completed reprovisioning. Once the crews have taken a head count, we can get underway. Captain Beidou sent me to come get you.
See,
We'll
Drake,
weigh anchor
the
as soon as
sailor.
you're aboard.
Seems Beto is the captain of her word.
Of course. There are many things that the captain insists upon. I'm sure you'll see for yourself once you're on board.
So you'll be heading off then? I suppose congratulations are in order. Whether the journey before you leads to the heights of the heavens or the depths of the abyss, each step you take is another achievement. Until we meet again, Ad Astra Abyssosk.
Apa sih guys artinya Ad Astra Abyssosk ini guys? Setiap kali dia ngomong terus ya si Catherine ini. Oke, kita ngomong juga guys.
It's kind of hard to say goodbye now. We practically see each other every day.
Well, if that's how you feel, why not come and find me when you arrive? I'll be awaiting you on Narukami Island.
I knew it.
So there's another Catherine in Inazuma?
Si Catherine banyak banget guys. Ternyata di Inazuma ada Catherine lagi namanya ya.
Well, I guess it's time for you to bid farewell to Liyue Harbor. Now that I've delivered my message, I'll be heading back. The ship is
Waduh,
currently
jangan-jangan dia
anchored off
manusia
of
cloning,
Greenstone
guys.
Forest.
Okay, thanks for coming all
Manusia
this way to let
cloning
us
yang sudah
know.
di sistem.
Just following
menjadi
orders.
admin, guys.
I'll see you two aboard the Alcor.
Di semua wilayah. Kacau juga. Oke, the immovable god and the eternal. Apa nih? Setting sail. Oh, kita harus ke sana. Laut sini ya. Nah, di sini lumayan banyak juga nih. Crystal fly. Kita tangkapin dulu ya, guys. Di bawah sini juga ada satu nih. Oke. Lumayan guys, jadi gue nanti nggak usah farming lagi. Gue harus naik ke atas nih kayaknya. Nah, di sini juga ada ya. Waduh, yang itu nggak kerangkap deh. Bisa nih. Waduh, nggak bisa guys. Terlalu tinggi. Nggak nyampe guys. Oh, kita harus ke perahu ini. Oke. Tapi laut mana? Atas aja kali. Mungkin kita bisa nanjak lagi, guys.
Solidify!
Yahoo!
Oke, kita ke perahu sekarang. Find Bedo. Bedo itu siapa, guys? Oh iya, kenapa sekarang kebanyakannya si Genshin ini keluarin karakter yang udah ada elemennya semua ya guys ya, yang udah apa namanya, yang udah sering elemennya gitu.
You finally made it.
Padahal karakter bintang 5 yang elektro
All
belum
these
ada
years come rain or
belum ada
storm,
banyak ya,
the
cuma ada
Crux
satu
fleet has
doang tuh,
never
si
suffered
Keking
a
kalau nggak
delay.
salah.
If it were anyone else, I might
Sama
have set
bintang
sail
4-nya paling,
already.
si Bedo ya. It's an honor to be aboard. Oke.
Don't look too serious. I'm only joking. You're just on time. The crew have just
Nanti
finished
keluarnya
making
api
final
lagi,
preparations.
abis Ayaka ya, si Yoimi
Well,
ya.
now that everyone's here,
Padahal udah ada banyak
we set sail for the
elemen
land
apa
engulfed
apinya.
by storm and tempest. The
Elemen
nation
listrik tuh
of
bintang 5 cuma baru
eternity.
Keking deh kalau nggak salah ya.
Anchors away!
Wih, ada si ini, siapa namanya? Kazuha. Wih, bergaya deh guys. Kalau Elektro Archon itu kira-kira siapa guys? Elektro Archon ya guys. Bedo atau Keking? Keking apa Kecing sih biasanya? Kecing ya? Kecing. Wih, kita nyampe juga guys. Wih, bagus ya guys ya. Udah kayak di Jepang langsung guys. Kayak game-game Jepang tuh, kayak game apa ya? Game Tsushima guys. Vibes-nya tuh kayak vibes Tsushima ya guys ya. Siapa nih?
Ahoy there.
Ahoy.
Right now,
So, you finally made it. You sure kept me waiting, Captain.
Toma namanya.
And it appears we have a
Jangan-jangan ini
couple of
bakal jadi
stowaways. Or
karakter
perhaps I
Belima
should
lagi.
say, honored guests.
Kita autoin aja ya guys.
You can blame your almighty shogun. The tempests around Inazuma have been growing all the more fierce lately. Though the fleet was fully up to the challenge, the inclement weather still caused some delay. Now then, let me introduce everyone. This is Toma, a trade partner that I've gotten to know recently.
You don't know how long I've been waiting to see you.
Toma, these two are...
Oh, no need for introductions. Their reputation precedes them. Seems even the stormy seas can't keep rumors of these Outlanders' sterling deeds at bay.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, it's sure nice to hear you say that.
With any luck, it'll give you a head start here. Toma's resided on Rito for quite some time now. It wouldn't be going too far to say he's the fixer around these parts. If you run into any problems here, just talk to Toma. But if he tries to pull any moves on you, I'll be sure to deal with him personally the next time I'm around.
No need to worry. I'm sure we'll get along just fine.
Good. Then if it's all settled, I'll be going. I wouldn't want to be caught with my sails down here. I do have a wanted fugitive on board after all.
Oh, right. Kazuha.
Until next time, traveler. Remember to give it your all, no matter what perilous storms you may encounter.
Okay, we got this.
Fair seas, Captain Beto. Bye-bye.
Woi, Kapten Bedo. Mantep ya guys ya.
Now then, first things first. We need to go get you registered at the border checkpoint.
Paimon thought we were supposed to be keeping things on the down low. Are we just gonna walk into the government's hands?
Don't underestimate the reaches of the Sakoku Decree. You wouldn't be able to avoid inspection even if you tried. So we have to play by the rules, even if we're kind of bending them.
Oh, oke dan. Oke, sekarang saatnya kita mengeksplor ya guys. Waduh, kepencet. Oh iya, kita belum buka yang ini. Oh udah, ini udah buka portnya. Oke. Siapa nih ngomong? Kageyama.
Hello? Please state your name, identity, and the purpose of your visit. Oh, except you, Toma. You must be new here.
Fotoin aja ya guys.
Excuse me? Please provide the information requested and also declare any goods you are carrying with you.
We are here to apa ya? Find my brother. To trade aja deh guys, biar kelihatan kayak businessman gitu kan.
Currently, only members of the International Trade Association are authorized to engage in the import and export of goods. Do you have your trader's permits?
Kayak nggak ada deh. We don't have.
My apologies, but I'll have to ask you to...
Here are their entry papers for your kind perusal.
What? Take your time. No rush or anything.
I just wanted to see what you'd say. Sorry about that.
I see. Okay. Your papers are all in order. Welcome to Rito.
Welcome to Rito.
So, where do we go next?
The
Wow.
Outlander Affairs Agency.
Outlander
They only
Affairs
check entry
Agency.
permits here. If you want to remain on Rito, there's a process you have to go through with them.
Sheesh. So it is super strict, just like everyone says.
Well, let's not forget that to everyday folk in Inazuma, people from everywhere else are referred to as outsiders. As the word suggests, Outlanders aren't very welcome in Inazuma with the Sakoku Decree in force.
Oh.
Not even on Rito, where they've established an outsider settlement.
But my journey must go on.
I like how you think. I've got a feeling we're going to get along very well. Now, let's head over to the Outlander Affairs Agency.
Okay, let's go.
Most of the current rules were put in place by the administration of Rito, the Kanjo Commission.
The Kanjo
Ini apa
Commission?
nih? Oh, ada squad
Yes,
leadernya di sini
one
loh,
branch of the
ngejagain
Tri
guys.
Commission of Inazuma, responsible for
Gara-gara
growing and
mereka kayaknya
managing
nggak
the nation's
welcome
wealth.
Outlanders gitu ya guys, outsiders ya.
You really haven't heard of it before?
Berarti ini salah satu wilayah yang tertutup juga ya guys ya. Eureka.
You've completed the entry procedures, yes? And now you want to apply for residency, both of you?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Okay, the processing fee will be 2 million mora.
Buset, mahal
2
banget.
million? For a processing fee? Are you serious?
Mahal
That's right.
banget.
1 million per applicant, which makes 2 million total. Don't worry, you
Ya
can trust
ampun.
my math.
Paimon wasn't so much questioning your
Mahal banget guys,
math
2 juta mora guys.
Ma'am, these two here are good friends of mine. I think you'll find I'm one face you recognize.
Ah, Mr. Toma, it's you. By way of courtesy, allow me to reduce it to 400,000 mora total.
Buset, itu the power of orang dalam ya kayak guys ya. Ditawarin guys. Dikurangin jadi 400.000 mora dong. That's still quite expensive lah guys.
Thank you ever
harus
so
cipe,
much,
guys,
Miss
ya.
Eureka. But
Harus
as this
cipe
is just
kita,
a
guys.
processing fee, I think 600 mora should cover it if I'm paying on their behalf. I'll treat you to dinner too. How does that sound?
Buset.
That's not how you haggle. By all means, bargain the price down, but...
Alright then, as you wish, Mr. Toma. I will make a
Dih,
record.
mau lagi guys nih.
Much obliged.
Dari 2 juta jadi cuma 600 mora ya. Kocak guys. Mau dia guys. Plus traktir makan. 600 mora plus traktir makan guys. Wow.
What? She went from 2 million down to 600? There's something seriously wrong
Kayak
with people's
nonsense guys,
finances out
nonsense
there.
ini. I think it's about more than the mora. Ini aja deh.
It's not as mind-boggling as you think. A processing fee is just a figure of speech. The way some here at the agency see it, the fees are easy money, so it becomes a question of how much they can make. So when the day comes that some poor merchant from overseas with more money than sense gets stuck here and needs to apply for residency...
Then they'll milk them for all they're worth.
Exactly. It's at times like this that having a local friend really comes in handy.
Oke.
Yes, but when you're an outlander in Inazuma, far from home in this closed nation era, there's very little that can be done about it. The most that overseas merchants can do to look after themselves is stick together. That's how the International Trade Association came about.
So it's a trade association built by and for Outlanders?
Yep. And as well as advancing commercial interests, the association provides help, support, and structure for outlanders trying to survive on Rito. Essentially, it's an association devoted to both commercial excellence and survival skills.
So how you would an outlander ever get to meet? Okay.
Sounds like just staying alive is an achievement when you're an Outlander in Inazuma.
I see. So this is the real purpose of your trip. Yes, given that you are outlanders, it's certainly a lofty aspiration. After all, the Raiden Shogun is the most exalted and revered one in all of Inazuma. She is a deity who reigns on high, while all other life gazes up in awe.
That may well be.
I was going to say nothing is set in stone when it comes to who you will encounter in this world. Who's to say you won't happen to run into the Raiden Shogun one day after lunch?
Uh-huh. And is that likely?
Okay, I'll give it to you straight. I know of a way to introduce you to the Raiden Shogun.
Really? Wow! The Rito Fixer's better connected than we thought.
I mean, it will take all the resources I have at my disposal, but it can be done. However, before we get there, connections come at a high price. You understand?
Not you too.
No, no. In this instance, when I say price, I'm not talking about Mora.
Apa tuh guys?
In fact, there's no real cost as such. It's just that if this is something you really want, you'll have to agree to help other people solve some of their problems first. I like to do things in a way that keeps everybody happy. It's my own personal rule for dealing with situations like this.
Sounds very reasonable to Paimon. You're the man in the middle, so you have to trade favors to keep everyone indebted to you.
Okay, so what's the job?
Why do I get the feeling you're making me out to be some sort of crook? Never mind. Here's the situation. As I touched upon earlier, the members of the International Trade Association are constantly struggling to survive. Recently, things seem to have gotten more difficult than ever for them, so just go and check things out. See if there's any way you can help. The head of the association is called Caricio, and he's a good
Caricio.
friend of mine. Go talk to him. I'll wait for you here.
Kita harus ngomong sama si ini ya, Kurisu. Apa sih? Disuruh nyari sesuatu ya? Suatu apa nih guys?
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Udah nggak bisa naik kartu guys. Kira-kira barangnya di mana guys? Disuruh cari apa ini ya? Go to International Trade Association and understand its member situation. Oh di situ. Oh ini Kurisu.
Huh? Hello there. You must be seeking refuge with the International Trade Association. The Outlander Affairs Agency took you for all you're worth, I suppose.
Luckily we had a friend of with us.
Good. That's a relief. You need to be careful, or you'll find yourself losing your savings all at once.
We heard the association has been having some difficulties lately. Is that true?
Yes. Left, right, and center. Obstacles at every turn. But that's nothing new for us.
The Sakoku decree certainly makes things difficult for anyone who wants to come here from overseas.
But it's not the root cause of our woes. The Sakoku decree might restrict our scope of activity, but in and of itself, it doesn't stop us from being able to enjoy a comfortable existence. No. What's really squeezing us Outlander merchants dry is those Mora grubbers from the Kanjo Commission.
Oh, of the three commissions, that's the one that oversees everything on Rito, isn't it?
That's right. They impose astronomical tax rate, unbelievable regulations, and that's not the worst of it. They just issued a new tax decree recently that, for some reason, completely changes the way we pay our taxes. It used to be Mora, but now it's something called Crystal Marrow.
Crystal Marrow.
Crystal Marrow. What's that?
What's that?
Something that most of us in the association had never heard of before either, until the new decree came along.
New decree.
Eventually, one of the older Liyue merchants recalled that he once shipped a batch of it to Snezhnaya in his youth. So, in order to pay our taxes, we began an arduous search for this crystal
Arduous.
marrow. But then we found we'd only managed to create a bigger problem for ourselves. The rising demand for crystal marrow drove the price higher and higher. Now there's only one vendor who even has it in stock. We can't get a hold of it anywhere else.
Isn't that what they call a monopoly?
Exactly. So this vendor keeps pushing the price up, and we have no choice but to buy from them because the tax decree forces us to. It's a vicious cycle, the consequence of which is that our taxes will soon exceed our profits. And once that happens...
This is absurd treatment.
We've tried communicating with the Commission directly, but this is a nation where the cries of a few struggling merchants will never be heard over the ever-present roar of thunder. Fontaine, my dear homeland. I miss you an awful lot at the moment.
Sounds awful. They're really bleeding them dry. What do you think we should do?
Try our best to negotiate.
But Carice is the head of the association, and even he hasn't had any luck. Not to mention, we're Outlanders too.
Right, and besides, I think this may well be the fate they've ordained for us.
Okay. Well, we could try tackling the problem by going to the other party involved.
That vendor. I've actually done business with him in the past, but after a point he stopped contacting us. I have no idea where he sources the stuff.
Well, it definitely sounds like he's being unfair. How do we find him? We could go talk to him and see if he lets anything slip.
Hey, that's a pretty good idea. Since you're not affiliated with the association and you're new to Rito, he may just let his guard down. If I remember correctly, our usual meeting point with him is under a tree by the coast in the residential district. See if you can find him there.
Got it. We're on the case.
Got it. Berarti kita harus temuin the merchant. Oke. Selling crystal marrow. Oh, Warner namanya guys. Tim Warner namanya.
I don't think I recognize you. Are you new
Striker
arrivals?
kita nih dari Jerman jadi Jepang guys. Yes, we are just arrived.
So, what do you need with me?
Wih, tanpa basa-basi dia guys.
The
Oh, gila.
sheer nerve. You don't go around asking questions like that.
Iya
If
lah
I
guys,
gave you
nggak
my
sopan sih.
sources, I might as well hand you the whole darn business.
Ini mau nggak mau tulisannya cuma pilihannya itu doang. Tahu-tahu
Trade
ini.
secret. Got it? You know what trade and secret mean, right?
This guy's got a bad attitude.
Can you reduce your price?
Are you even buying?
Waduh, si Warner ini
Oh, I see what's going on here.
rese ya guys. Timo
Karisu and his
Warner.
associates sent you here to try and plead their case, didn't they?
Timo
They're
Warner.
wasting their time. The price is non-negotiable, not by a single Mora.
Wudi,
Hey, what's your problem?
belagu bener.
Get out of here, go on. Tell them they're lucky to be buying from me in the first place, and they ought to be more grateful. If it weren't for me, they'd be in seriously hot water.
What are we gonna do? There's no talking to this guy.
Let's go talk to Tom aja deh.
Good idea. Let's check back in with him.
Oke, let's go. Wah, si Warner ini rese nih ya guys ya. Udah jarang ngegol juga. Rese lagi ya guys ya. Udah mandul mulu lagi guys dia. Nih dia si Toma.
That was quick. You resolved it already?
Not yet.
Actually, we're having a little trouble.
You're going to have to help us.
No? Well, by all means, tell me what you need. I'll help as much as I can.
Okay.
Getting you to go fixing things when you've only just arrived is quite a demand.
What do you know about Warner?
Oh, that guy? I'm familiar. He used to be a bit of a sorry sight, selling
Bentar ya guys,
shells
gua
that he
ke toilet
collected
dulu
on
ya.
the beach just to get by. But he seems to have suddenly shot up in the world recently. I can only assume he must have found himself a patron after leaving the International Trade Association.
You're saying he used to be a member of the International Trade Association? So he's an Outlander too?
Yes. Couldn't you tell when you spoke to him?
Oke guys, gue balik lagi. Yes, couldn't you tell when you spoke to him? Seemed like a monster to me.
That's right. Werner was born in Mondstadt,
Wih,
then went
gila.
into the
Tebakan-
shipping business,
tebakan gua
trading
bagus
between
banget, guys.
Lea and Inazuma. When Inazuma closed to the outside world, he was one of a group of outlanders that ended up stranded on Rito.
What a bummer.
The International Trade Association was
What a
initially
bummer.
very generous to him, but over time, with decree after decree, the association members found it increasingly difficult to make ends meet.
So he left the association and turned his back on them.
I'm sure it's more nuanced than that. I believe even the most ungrateful and cold-hearted of people still have some amount of gratitude and warmth left in them somewhere.
Okay, I'll go back and talk to him again.
Really? Is that all you need to know?
Well then, it sounds like you may have found a way in with him.
Oke, kita balik lagi ke Warner. Ke Timo Warner, guys. Orang Jepang namanya Warner ya, guys ya.
What are you doing back here? Just because I got plenty of time on my hands doesn't mean I want to waste any of it talking to you.
Here's the one that let me back here to you. Ini deh.
Huh? Where's this coming from?
A dandelion wine would sure be nice on a day like this. Yang mana nih, guys? Apa aja ya?
Mondstadt? You were talking about
Mondstadt?
Mondstadt?
Oh iya, ini belum di auto. Oke. Kasih dia apa ya? Kasih dia Valberry aja nih. Paling gak dibutuhin, guys, Valberry.
Goodness, I can sense it now. So familiar, but I can't remember the last time I was there. The scent of Mondstadt. Oh, how it takes me back.
May the Enemo Archon protect you.
Ah, my hometown, the home of freedom. How I long to go back and visit.
It's working.
So, trying to play my heartstrings like a liar, are you? I know what you're up to.
Close your
Huh?
eyes.
What is this? What are you up to now?
Just close your eyes already.
You mean the sound of the ocean?
Grilled tigerfish.
Lea Harbor. I can see it so clearly. Oh, and the sound of the waves. The calls of the merchants. Xiao lanterns. I'm right there at the lantern right. Oh, look at them
Ternyata di
floating up
Shaw
into the
Lantern juga ya,
sky.
guys ya.
This guy has a really active imagination. Either that or he really does miss Lila Harbor.
Lie Harbor.
Lea.
Lie. Kasih apa nih, guys? Glaze Lily deh nih. Jangan ini aja, cingsin nih. Banyak cingsin.
Wait. Stop. That's enough. Don't make me relive it anymore. My poor heart can't take it.
Oh, kita udah buat dia ini ya, guys ya. Baper, guys. Kita udah buat dia baper ya. A lot of people.
You mean the folks from the International Trade Association? And I suppose they are far from home, just like me. Often, I'll sneak down to the shore at night and listen to the sound of the waves. I like to imagine it's the voice of my hometown, carried across the ocean. I've run into folks from the association more than a few times doing just that, but I always hide my face and slip away. Don't you think I've wanted to talk things through with them and free myself from this anguish?
Well, no one's stopping you, so...
They're so resilient. None of them had anyone else to rely on, so they rallied together, committed to finding a way to survive. But I couldn't do it. I'm not strong enough. So I caved. Those people, they'd make the smallest of promises, offer the most measly benefits, and I'd do whatever they asked of me. And make
are those
monsters
people?
look like the worst people. All right, I'll tell you the whole story. It's eating me up inside, and I can't take it anymore.
You ready to talk now?
Oke, come.
But I betrayed them. I can't show my face there.
Oh, dia itu.
Come on, you scaredy cat. Look, you messed up, but now it's time to make things right. So come on, get it off
Dia
your
traitor,
chest.
guys.
What's the deal here?
Traitor.
It's a scheme by the tax collection Ashigaru, Keijiro and his companions. They start by overtaxing the merchants, then take the extra crystal marrow they receive and stockpile it. Once the merchants run out of places to buy crystal marrow, they get me to sell that extra stock back to the merchants at an extortionate price, with the proceeds going to the tax collection Ashigaru.
It's plain evil gouging them like this.
I'm their puppet, yes. But my cut is
Lack of
evidence. You're right. Without conclusive evidence, he will never admit it. Now that I think about it, whenever I report back to him after a sale, he always heads to the same place. It's always made me suspicious. As it happens, I handed some Mora over to him not long ago. I can show you where he went if you want.
Really? Well, then there's no time to lose. Let's go.
Oke, kita diajak kemana nih, guys? Oh, diajak ke sana. Find Keijiro tracks. Oke. Kita mencari-cari jejak kaki, guys.
Keijiro! It's him!
Keijiro, it's him.
After him.
Mana ya? Oh, ini dia.
Too close.
Come out, I
goblok.
can see you.
Oh, kita harus ini.
Who are you? Why are you following me?
Ya ampun.
Seems like he's noticed us.
Ulang dong. Oke, ulang.
Keijiro! It's him!
After him.
Oh, kita harus di belakangnya itu ya.
Too close. That's too close. He'll notice us for sure.
Oke. Untung aja.
If you wanna taste
Terus sembunyi-sembunyi gini ya, guys.
wines, then look no further than Sailing Green.
Mau ke sana lagi.
Ah, Ryoko, how's business?
Too close. That's too close. He'll notice us for sure. He's getting further and further away. Let's catch up a little.
Now, who else is behind on payments?
Apa ini
Let me think. Yes, the Trade Association clique still needs to be brought into line.
He's getting further and further away. Let's catch up a little.
Hey, looking for something special?
Too close.
Goblok.
Too close. He'll notice us for sure.
Ternyata dia belum lewat, guys. Oke. Kita harus sneaky, guys. Sneaky gaming, guys ya. Oke, selesai kan? Iya. Ternyata ini dia sumbernya jangan-jangan guys.
What could he be doing at a place like
Yang
this?
yang kasih dia barang ya mungkin, yang kasih si Warner barang itu bukan?
It looked like he buried something over there, didn't it? Why don't we take a look?
Apa tuh barangnya? Apa itu barangnya guys? Apa itu?
Whoa, it's a ledger.
Ledger.
Boring! Paimon thought he'd hidden a big pile of Mora here.
Ah yes, the real person Paimon came along. If we did find more, we could give it to the trade association.
Yeah.
Let me take a look here. Aha, yes! This is what we're looking for. A clear and complete record of every single transaction, each one proof of his guilt.
Great! Well, now we have our hard evidence. Let's go tell Karisu the good news, shall we?
I'll say goodbye to you here then.
Huh? You aren't gonna come with us?
I need a little more time before I'm ready to face the head of the association. I'm sorry.
Huh. Poor Werner's a pretty awkward guy, huh?
Apa nih? Oke, kita harus ke sana.
We're way behind schedule. Next on the agenda.
Gue jadi pengen pesan makanan dulu nih guys.
Should I close?
Wah, udah nyampe.
But we really don't have anything left. If this keeps up, our sales will come in at a loss. There'll be nothing left for us to do but starve.
You know the decree. The rules are the rules. No discounts, no exceptions, and no excuses.
And no excuses. Keep a mockery of rules here.
And who are you? Another new member of the association?
It just so happens that we found your little ledger, so now we're here to tell everyone all about how you embezzled crystal marrow to sell it right back to the taxpayers.
Itu dia yang
Huh? Is this true?
apa tuh namanya tuh?
You've been swindling
Dia
us.
Well, you see,
ininya guys dia.
taxes,
Let me take a look at the ledger.
Kayak apa namanya tuh? Aduh lupa gue namanya. Apa sih guys?
Well, would you look at that?
Dia kayak
Every
distributornya itu
payment
loh
the
guys, yang
association
bagi-bagiin
has made is right
crystal
here
marrow-nya
in your
guys.
personal ledger.
Pedagang-pedagang ya.
So, Mr. Keijiro, it seems you have some explaining to do. How shall we settle this,
So you think you can use this against me, do you? It's quite obvious that I'm merely trying to earn a modest living for myself, like anyone else.
Word has it that Samurai and the Commission place great importance on reputation and prestige.
Iya di
Though I'm
supplier
sure
kan guys
Commission
dia.
members won't blame you
Suppliernya
once
guys.
word gets out.
Huh? Is that a threat? Are you threatening me?
No, not at all. I'm simply stating that it would be quite a pity if an illustrious
Tapi diam-diam
gentleman
dia.
such as yourself were to have their reputation tarnished.
Well, even if what you say is true, what do you suggest we do about it?
I believe you still have a quantity of crystal marrow in your possession, correct? Perhaps that crystal marrow could be used as compensation for the recent tax hike, and us merchants could finally have some more breathing room.
Is that it?
Do you have any idea the hoops I had to jump through to get the crystal marrow and keep it hidden? Fine. In that case, I'll send it over to you today.
And not even an ounce of shame for his actions.
So that's it? My shop's been closed for weeks now. I've even had to ask my friends to help bail me out. What about my losses?
Come on, Harrison. We've already struck a good deal here.
I'm sick
Harrison,
of being pushed around like this. I won't let him off so easily.
Harrison!
Hey, what's all this racket? Does someone dare question the decree?
Ah, Chief, you've arrived.
What was all the commotion I heard just now?
Oh, we were just discussing a minor tax issue. I do my utmost to lend them a helping hand, but they're never grateful.
A helping hand? The only thing you're doing is stuffing your greedy pockets with our hard-earned wealth. I assure you that Hirage Shinsuke will hear of this.
Oh, and you dare to utter the Commissioner's name. You Outlanders have no respect for the rules. Seize the merchants. We will resolve this dispute back at headquarters.
Uh-oh. This is going in a bad direction.
Gentlemen, come now. Is there any need for this? If there's a dispute to resolve, let's get a drink and talk it over.
Who are you supposed to be? And why in my right mind would I join you for a drink?
You never heard of the Fixer?
Konteks payment, konteks.
Here's my card.
Huh. You're from the Yashiro Commission.
Shh.
Huh. Well, this is Kanjo Commission territory. However powerful the Yashiro Commission may be, you have no business meddling in Rito's affairs.
Of course not, of course not. Still, perhaps you could show the young
Apa tuh?
lady of our clan some courtesy. You wouldn't want your name showing up in a petition to the Shogun, would you?
That fan, the Shirasagi Himegimi. I don't need any trouble with her. Okay, let's forget all this. It'll give us one less thing to worry about.
But, Chief!
Enough! We're leaving.
Let's get dinner one day soon, gentlemen. My treat, I insist. No response, huh? I suppose that bridge is well and truly burned then.
Thank you so much, Toma.
Toma.
But I'm sorry your relationship with the Kanjo Commission had to suffer for our sake.
Hey, I was joking. It's a small price to pay, and you're more than welcome. If there's anyone you should be thanking, it's the Traveler. She's the one who found a way to turn things around. If nothing else, I'm sure the tax collection Ashigaru will tread a little more carefully in the future.
Toma, what was all that?
Shh, not here. Too many people listening. Let's move somewhere else.
Talk to Toma. Di mana si Toma?
Corruption seems rife in the Kanjo Commission. They truly are rotten to the core. All right, time for me to answer your questions. What would you like to know?
Tell me about, aduh siapa semua nih guys? Gue nggak tahu nih. Yashiro Commission siapa? Shirasagi siapa? Yashiro aja deh.
Straight to the point. Let me reintroduce myself.
Oh iya belum di.
I belong to the Kamisato clan of the Yashiro Commission on Narukami Island.
Kamisato clan.
I'm an attendant of the Shirasagi Himegimi.
Jangan-jangan dia adanya Kamisato Ayaka.
You've been keeping your true identity a secret from us this whole time? So, the Yashiro Commission. Guessing that's another branch of the Tri-Commission?
Correct. The Kamisato clan is the head of the Yashiro Commission, who manage ceremonial and cultural affairs. I'd go into more detail on what exactly that covers, but I'm not even sure myself. I'm just someone who was fortunate enough to be taken in by the Kamisato clan. My role is to take care of the daughter of the clan, Kamisato Ayaka, also known as the Shirasagi Himegimi.
Seems like she must be super famous in Inazuma, given the reaction of those guys just now.
Oh, most definitely. She's graceful, dignified, and kind-hearted too. The people of Inazuma quite adore Miss Kamisato. Her fame even somewhat eclipses that of her older brother, Kamisato Ayato, despite the fact that he's the current head of the clan.
Ayato Ayaka.
I suppose those who treat others with compassion earn themselves the same treatment in return. Miss Kamisato's situation certainly seems to attest to that. Take me, for example. I'm just an attendant, and yet she treats me as an equal, as she would a friend.
So where did this fixer or of Rito thing come from?
You're asking the right questions. And to be honest, I don't want to keep you in the dark
Gak
anymore
dapat
than is
Ayaka nih,
necessary.
masih lama ini bannernya.
Firstly,
Tenang
you should know
aja.
that being a fixer is not something you can
Tinggal
fake.
kumpulin
I
doang
spent the better
Primo
part of a
Gamesnya,
month
nanti dapat
tirelessly
kok.
building up a network of relationships on the island. And
Ini
I
aja
got to know
80-an
Captain
PT
Beto
tadi.
during that time too.
Still
Pasti
pretty
masih
good
bisa
going
sih.
for just a month Nice work.
Well, maybe I have a
Masih ada
slight knack for
kesempatan.
schmoozery. But the main thing was, I had to make sure I'd be in time to receive you when you arrived. Inazuma may have closed off to the outside world, but that hasn't stopped a lot of people from hearing about your feats in Mondstadt and Liyue. So, when Miss Kamisato
Liyue.
heard of your intention
Liyue.
to come to
Liyue.
Inazuma, she began looking forward to your arrival with great anticipation. She's excited to find out whether the rumors are true. That is, that you have what it takes to change the tide of the times.
Change the tide of the times?
In the test I gave you earlier, although there were a few hiccups at the end, it was you who found the way to turn the situation around. Navigating powerful people, using their character flaws to your advantage. It's just what Miss Kamisato had hoped to see. With your help, even the Vision Hunt decree.
I never offered to help.
That's an unexpected development. Perhaps yes, of course. I completely understand, and as agreed, I shall help set that up for you.
Toma sure didn't put up much of a fight.
Well, my work on Rito is done. So I suppose this is goodbye for now. Oh, one more thing. This invitation letter is for you. When you get to Narukami Island, you can find me at the Komori Tea House, as per the letter. Good luck with everything. See you soon.
Oke.
Toma's not such a bad guy, huh? We should get going.
But
Huh? What's up?
Outlanders are unable to leave Rito.
Right! Paimon forgot all about that! Wait, so did Toma forget that too?
This must be the next part of his test.
Oh, darn it! No wonder he was so matter-of-fact about the whole thing! As soon as we get off Ritu, Paimon's going straight to Komori Tea House to settle the score!
Lucu ya guys ya si Paimon ya guys ya.
Guess we should give it a try. Let's head to the border and see how far we get.
Wih, dapat Primo Gems tuh guys. Udah pada selesaiin story-nya Ayaka belum guys? Ayaka lagi. Story-nya ini Inazuma. Lumayan guys, Primo Gems-nya.
Stop there!
Sorry, but we really gotta get to Narukami Island. It's kinda urgent.
If you don't have a travel permit, this is as far as you'll get. Those are the rules.
Those are the rules.
As expected. Traveler, you gotta think of something. How do we get out of Rito?
If the Yashiro Commission has heard of us. I wondered if the Kanjo Commission has heard of us. Oh ini Yashiro aja nih.
Are you saying we should go and meet with the Kanjo Commissioner? Guess it can't hurt to try.
Belum nih.
Even if Paimon has a few choice words to say about his subordinates. Who knows? Maybe he's our biggest fan.
Go to the Kanjo Commissioners officers to ask about way. Apa tuh? Mana guys? Ke atas. Ini story-nya interesting ya guys ya. Banyak plot twist-nya nih guys. Kalau story Genshin Impact. Belum explore sama sekali. Oke. Abis ini explore makanya.
The Kanjo Commissioner seldom entertains Outlanders. Leave now or we'll be...
Wait.
Oh ini waktu itu yang bapak-bapak ini ya?
These two are honored guests from afar. No need to give them the usual
Kalau nggak
spiel.
salah.
Come on in.
Yang ada di
Let's see
Liyue
what we
bukan
can
sih
do
cerita
for you.
siapa tuh itu ya? Ada Electroculus ya sekarang. Oh iya baru ya.
My sincere
Oh
apologies.
semenjak Inazuma ini kayaknya Electroculus tuh. Semua banyak yang pakai baju ungu di sini guys. Inazuma makanya Electro ya. Iya nggak sih? Relatable nggak? Karena di sini banyak ungu-ungu tuh jadi Electroculus di sini. Kalau sebelumnya kan apa?
I am
Anemo sama
Hiragi
Geo kan.
Shinsuke, Kanjo Commissioner and
Ntar ada
head
lagi
of the
island.
Hiragi clan.
Apa
It's an
tuh?
honor to meet you both.
Islandnya yang Bentar guys. I'm honored to meet you.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Ada yang Cyroculus, bentar guys.
The
Pyroculus,
reason we wanted to come and see you was because...
Hydroculus.
All right, all in good time. Two travelers
Kecing
from
juga ungu.
far and wide have shown up to see me, and I should very much like to make their
Cuma
acquaintance.
harusnya
Let's not limit this to
di
business
Inazuma
only.
ini ada apa
So
namanya?
what you're saying
Ada hero
is
bintang
we
5
really
yang
are
elektro
famous,
harusnya.
huh?
Soalnya kan lebih masuk,
Absolutely.
lebih
How many
matching
other
ya.
people in the world have what it takes to knock
Ayaka
the
tuh
wind
harusnya
out of
elektro,
Storm Terror's sails
bukan Cyro
and put
harusnya.
the overlord of the vortex back under the sea, eh?
Kalau Cyro tuh kayak nggak masuk gitu. Kalau sama-sama elektro kan
You make an excellent point.
matching deh.
And I hear you also foiled a Fatu.
Pantes ya di Instagram itu banyak banget
Even beat one of their
yang
harbingers in a duel.
spekulasi-spekulasi dia edit-edit
Is that
ya.
true?
Jadi elektro si Ayaka ya.
You heard about
Mungkin
that,
karena
yeah?
Inazumanya kali.
Yeah,
Inazumanya kan
it's
elektro,
true,
harusnya dia
alright.
elektro ya.
As I thought.
Something wrong?
No. I'm simply awestruck by you both is all.
You're too kind.
Rito is greatly honored to have you visit us. One other thing I heard about you is your great zeal for helping other people. This makes me wonder
Kayak Zhongli
whether
di
you
Lie
might
ya,
be so
Geo.
kind
Iya.
as to render your assistance to the
Betul
Conjure
itu.
Commission.
Oh, sure, no problem. Whatever you need, right?
This is my fault.
Excellent. Well then, you must know the Qingxin. A flower
Qingxin.
grows on the mountaintops of Liyue.
Yep, we've picked a few of those before. So, you want us to go back to Liyue?
Yes, bring me 300 Qingxin, would you? Freshly picked, I mean.
Did Paimon hear that
Yang
wrong?
bener 300.
Too much trouble, is it?
I see.
I see. Then how about this? We have a few items that need delivering. Perhaps you can help with that?
That sounds much more like it.
709 letters to be precise.
Hey, what gives?
Gila.
How come you don't have people to do that
700
already?
kali men.
Terribly sorry. We're just a little short on people lately.
What sort of an explanation is that?
Apa tuh?
Traveler, what are we going to do? Should we really help this guy?
No. Udah ngangguk-ngangguk guys. I need to
That's
look.
the spirit. Don't keep me waiting too long now.
Apa jadinya guys? Kita disuruh ngapain?
You're seriously considering taking
Ya
this job?
ampun.
The terms are ridiculous.
Halt, you two!
So this coming.
What did we do?
Oh iya kita ngapain guys?
Miss Hiragi has a letter for you. She insists that you
Hiragi.
read it immediately.
A letter?
Baru lagi tuh kayaknya.
Let Paimon see. So this means she wants you to secretly meet her at night? But you didn't seem surprised at all by this. What's going on?
Shinsuke has no intention of letting us leave.
Paimon knew something just didn't seem right about him. Let's ask her tonight and see what she has to say.
Oke. Wah seru ya guys ini ceritanya. Kita harus kemana ini? Harus kemana loh? Miss Hiragi, gimana tuh Miss Hiragi? Ini. Dapat 5 primo gems. Ini kita harus ke atas.
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Ah, you finally arrived. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Hiragi Chisato.
Chisato.
This is technically the
Oh, ini yang
second
tadi
time
yang
we have
ngumpet-ngumpet
met.
nih, guys.
It's a pleasure to see you again.
Wow. She's the daughter of the Hiragi clan, all right.
The pleasure is mine.
No need to be so formal. I've long marveled at your accomplishments, and at last we have the chance to meet.
Is it Paimon, or does something seem a bit off here?
The reason why I wanted to secretly meet you here is, well, I feared that I might never have another opportunity to discuss this with you.
Discuss what?
Ahem. I should like to ask for your help with delivering a letter.
Like father, like daughter. Couldn't you be more original?
Langsung ditembak
You
dong
misunderstand me. Please,
sama si Paimon.
allow me to explain. I was
Santai
hoping that
dulu.
you could deliver a letter to Narukami Island in my stead. It is to be given to Kujo Kamachi of the
Kujo
Tenryou
Kamachi.
Commission. My father has always forbidden me from communicating with him. He
Kayak
knows
di
that there are
Inazuma ini
prospects
lebih
for my
Jepang ya
marriage
guys ya.
that would
Lebih
better
Jepangan
serve
ya.
him politically.
Chitato namanya, iya.
Heart is with Kamaji. There is no one who would dare defy my father's will on Rito, but you
Namanya
are outlanders.
Hiragi.
Outlanders
Siapa lagi
seeking to
tadi
get
tuh?
to Narukami Island. It would be regrettable to let such an
Yoshiro.
opportunity
Ini lebih
pass.
di Jepangan guys di sini. Dibanding di Lie.
Of course, in doing so, I will also do everything in my power to help you leave Rito. That is my
Jangan
promise.
Kazuha dari sini juga ya guys. Apa dari mana Kazuha? Seems like
To be
reasonable.
perfectly honest, as long as you remain in Inazuma, my father will have no intention of letting you leave Rito.
Yeah, we figured as much. It was pretty obvious he was just trying to hold us up here.
I secretly overheard a conversation between my father and a very arrogant-sounding woman just a few days ago.
Siapa
They
tuh?
seemed to be discussing how to keep you here on Rito. In fact, it was the first time I had ever heard my father speak so respectfully to someone who wasn't the shogun. We don't have much time. I'll tell you my plans to help you off the island. It just so
Kita dibantuin nih
happens that
guys
a
sama dia nih.
shipment of goods is...
Hiragi Chisato.
Very well. I'll be waiting for you at the border. I'm counting on you to deliver my letter.
Oke. Hero Jepang juga ya? Jepang enggak? Enggak. Jepang KW Super. Tuh ada elektronya tuh di atas ya. Kita ambil dulu nggak nih guys? Nggak usah deh, ntar aja deh. Kemana ini? Kemana guys? Ini ya.
Hold on, please. These goods are being sent to Watatsumi Island?
Watatsumi.
My lady, this is an unexpected honor. You are correct. These goods have been repeatedly requested by the Kanjo Commissioner. We must be certain that they reach Watatsumi Island intact.
Is there something wrong, Lady Hiragi?
No, as you were. My father simply has some concerns of the shipment's safety, and has ordered that myself and an additional qualified escort be dispatched to ensure safe transport of the goods.
My lady, you aren't suggesting that you intend to escort this shipment personally, are you? There's certainly no need for you to trouble yourself with such a matter. And as for this qualified escort...
I look forward to working with you.
Please, do not cause us any further delay. If memory serves me right, my father has already asserted that this shipment must arrive on time. I'm certain punishment will be duly dispensed if it fails to do so.
Yes, of course, my lady. It's just
Ternyata
that...
ini story-nya lama
we
juga ya
don't
guys
know
ya.
who this...
Buat yang Inazuma doang.
Now, need I remind you of the penalty
Berarti
if
kalau ntar nggak
anything were
keburu,
to happen to me en route?
billingnya
I'm sure you are all quite familiar
paling
with
kita
my
lanjutin
father's
Ayaka
temperament.
besok guys.
Do you really presume that you can
Jadi hari ini kita
fully
selesaiin
guarantee my
Inazuma story
safety
dulu aja guys
on
ya.
your own?
Boy, Chisato can talk the talk.
Chisato can talk the talk.
Yes,
They
my
don't
lady.
stand a
Very well then.
chance.
It's an honor to have you accompanying us. Your safety is our highest priority.
Shinojo, you can't really be agreeing to this.
Well, the request is from Lady Hiragi herself. It is our duty to serve her in the utmost capacity.
Yes, but that's not the problem here.
Well then, if we're through here, I suggest we set off at once. Dawdling will only allow potential
Dawdling?
thieves more time to prepare, no?
Yes, my lady. You heard her. There's no time to lose.
There's no time to lose. Apa ini? Escort lagi. Oh, escortnya gitu guys.
Gather!
My lady, please stay back. We'll handle it.
Not as well as we'll handle it.
That tingle? Picked the wrong test subject.
Access denied. All hail.
Pencet guys. Ya ampun, pencet.
Time for takeoff.
Gue lebih gampang gini lah. Apa nggak dari tadi aja?
Monster sighted. Prepare to counterattack. Protect Lady Hiragi at all costs.
We'll take care of this. Stay with Chisato.
Baru jalan lagi.
Watch out! More monsters inbound. Lady Hiragi, stay close.
Oh, ada monster baru itu ya?
Solidify!
No touching.
Need to move! How's this? Hit the fairy? Cut down.
Fight fire with fire. Udah selesai.
We can take refuge in the village up ahead. How are you faring, my lady?
I'm perfectly all right. You may stop here. The road to Narukami Island is just over there. In my letter, I've requested Kamachi to grant you a special travel permit from the Tenryou Commission. Consider it a token of my appreciation.
Thank you,
My lady.
Chisato.
So that's how it is. I had a feeling something was amiss, but Shinojo, you...
Shinojo?
No, Lady Hiragi would never hide anything from us. I'm sure of it. But who is this Kamaji you speak of, my lady?
I'm not afraid to say that he's the one I love.
The one you love?
Shinojo, did you honestly think that...
What? No, I was just clarifying, that's all. I would never in my wildest dreams,
You two needn't worry. Please, forget that this ever happened. If
Gua
my
sambil
father
pesan
catches
makan ya,
word
guys.
of it, I alone will be held accountable.
Takutnya restorannya
Yes,
tutup.
of course. As you wish, my lady.
But what will happen if your actions here are discovered, Chisato?
Don't fret. My father has always been one to spoil me. The worst he'd do is sentence me to half a day without food or something to that effect.
Huh. Paimon never suspected a guy like him could have a soft side.
I wish you a safe journey. I'm sure we will meet again.
Bye, Chisato!
I'm sure we'll meet again.
Come now. Quit your staring and let's get moving. We've got goods to shift.
all right.
Apa nih, akhirnya selesai juga kah?
We're finally on our own way
Oh, ada
again.
new case lagi tapi. Masih
I
banyak ya.
suppose it's time we find Toma. Now, where did he say say he would meet us again? Oh, right! Komori Tea House!
Lie on the grass, you can feel the heartbeat of the world.
Bentar ya guys. Oke. Let's go, kita kemana lagi nih? Oh, jauh
Next on
juga.
the agenda.
Ini ada apa guys? Excuse me, busy traveler. But I have a favor to ask. Apa itu?
Next on the agenda.
Nah ini nanti gue explore-nya nanti aja guys ya. Gue sekarang fokus dulu ke event-eventnya. Biar kita cepat selesai eventnya guys.
We're way behind schedule.
Biar kita cepat menamatkan event. Ini buah apa guys? Lavender melon. Goodbye aja deh. Oh banyak ya. Ini apa sih guys? Waduh, nggak bisa masuk. Ini apa sih guys?
Stabilize.
Next on the agenda.
Keren banget ya guys, ini tempatnya ya, Inazuma ya. Ini ada electro crystal flies.
Next on the agenda.
Oh, kita bisa unlock ini. Dapat 5 Primo Gems. Di sini lebih gede ya guys. Ini bisa dibunuh gak sih? Oh kagak. Gue kira bisa dibunuh loh guys.
Next on the agenda.
Oh, ini bisa foto di sini ya, viewpoint. Wah mantep deh. Coba dipukul batunya, siapa tahu kebuka barriernya. Oh iya bisa juga. Bentar ya, kita balik lagi ke sana. Ini kita fokus dulu nih, fokus event. Ya ampun, nyemplung. Komoreti House. Komoreti House ini rumah siapa ya guys?
Here we go.
Ini udah nyampe kita. Lower. Oke.
to the letter, this should be the place.
Sorry, we don't serve the general public. I'm afraid you'll have to leave.
Wait! We're not the general public.
Well then, you must be a couple of wandering outlanders that snuck into the nation, judging by your attire.
Are our clothes really so... what Paimon means to say is...
Here's our invitation letter.
The Yashiro Commission's seal. This must be from Mr. Toma. It seems there's more to you than meets the eye. In which case, welcome to the Komore Tea House, a safe haven for the Yashiro Commission.
Well, that sounds more like it.
Tea is this?
Well, now that we're here, where's Toma? Paimon doesn't see him anywhere. Do you think he
Oh,
forgot
yang
his
jaga
promise to
ini
meet
nih.
us?
Ini
Who
anjing
forgot
apa nih,
their
guys?
promise? I was beginning to think you'd
Oh, bisa
forgotten
ngomong
about
anjing
me.
ya?
What? Is that dog talking to us?
Bisa ngomong guys anjingnya loh.
Relax. No need to look so surprised. I take it this is the first time you've
So,
seen
you
me
are
in
a
this
dog?
form? Huh. So you didn't see anything like this when you were in Liyue Harbor?
Now that you mention it, this does suddenly seem less out of the ordinary.
All right. I've had my fun.
Hey, you're this close to getting an ugly nickname, mister.
Well, I've had some time to kill, given that I've been waiting here for you for so long, as was the case in Rito. So I came up with this little fun greeting for when you arrived. But in all seriousness, I would
Udah
like
bisa
to
jadi anjing ya,
apologize
guys?
about that little test you went through
Apakah
earlier.
gak? Apa itu emang anjing ya?
Though it was quite necessary. It helped us determine whether or not to bring you before Ms. Kamisato, and whether you had the courage to face the lightning alongside us.
Don't think that Paimon's gonna forgive you just because you're getting all serious now.
Sorry, did I overdo it? My apologies.
So how did we do in our
Let me
test?
just say this. You've often found yourself skirting the rules from the very beginning, haven't you?
Shiba
Naturally,
Inu.
this is due to your unwavering and resolute
Oh, itu emang
determination.
ada anjingnya
A long
guys.
time ago, we
Bukan
had
dia
a
berubah
friend
jadi
who was
anjing ya?
much the same. But when the lightning struck,
You mean he died in a duel? Before the throne?
so you've heard of his story.
Belum sih guys. Itu cerita apa ya?
His light still burns all the more brightly.
So it'll be loud.
Yes, of course. I will bring you to the Kamisato residence where the Yashiro Commission is located. But before that, there is one other place I was hoping you both would accompany me to.
Oh? Where?
I would like you to come with me to the statue of the omnipresent god. It's still under construction now,
Itu pura-pura
but
jadi
you
anjing
can
dia.
already see it from
Bukan.
practically anywhere on
Iya.
Narukami Island.
Tapi dia bukan jadi anjing. Itu emang anjing gak tapi? Streamnya nge-lag gak sih guys? Apa streamnya tiba-tiba berhenti? Oh ada itu juga tuh. Patung si dewa apa tuh? Si dewa ini guys. Ada si dewa ini. Anemo Anemo ini ya, Anemo statue itu.
This area sure feels gloomy. People probably don't come here often, do they?
Kagak kok, oke.
Huh? Are Paimon's eyes playing tricks? Or are there things embedded in the statue?
Visions.
Visions? You mean all the visions that are collected from the Vision Hunt decree are put into the statue?
So you've already heard of the Vision Hunt decree.
Where did the Shogun? Bacanya Shogun apa Shogun, guys? Issue the Vision Hunt decree.
Before I try to explain, I should perhaps remind you first that Mondstadt is the city of freedom, and Liyue is the city of contracts. As for Inazuma, it's known as the Nation of Eternity. The Raiden Shogun is both the nation's most powerful ruler and its deity. The eternity in question is her endless and unchanging will to rule over Inazuma. As such, she relies on the Tri-Commission to regulate the nation's affairs and the Sakoku Decree to limit the people's movement. The Shogun wishes to keep Inazuma in stasis, allowing the stream of time to flow from one end to the other without disturbing it for all time.
Seems like every god has their own will.
Of course, this is my own limited understanding. As for the reason behind the recent Vision Hunt decree, perhaps the Shogun believes that visions grant people the power to change, and that her eternity doesn't allow for such instability to exist. Whatever the case, the fact is that the Raiden Shogun has dispatched the Tenryou Commission to scour the nation for visions, embedding each one in this statue. And this statue of the omnipresent god can be seen as Inazuma's symbol of eternity.
But if that's the case, wouldn't you say that the Raiden Shogun is being, I don't know, selfish?
Only outlanders such as yourselves would ever dare speak out so
Lucu ya guys si
directly
Paimon ini
against
ya.
the Raiden Shogun. And yet, I agree. The Vision Hunt decree is something that simply should not exist. And Miss Kamisato has been committed to fighting it since the day it was announced.
Huh? Hey, are you okay? You look like your mind is elsewhere.
What was that?
Sound? What sound? I didn't hear anything. Did something happen?
Yeah, you touched the statue, and then what?
I could hear the sound of people's aspiration.
Aspirations? That would seem to confirm the saying. Have you heard it before? That when a person's ambition reaches a certain strength, the gods look upon them with favor. That is where visions come from. In other words, a person's vision represents their ambition. So if what you just said is true, then the ambitions of these people are stronger than I imagined.
So if vision symbolize ambition and not power?
Alright, time for the next stop on our tour of Narukami Island, the Kamisato residence.
The Kamisato residence.
Finally!
Wow. Oh, kita nyalain ini dulu deh buat teleport. Gila guys, keren-keren ya guys di sini ya. Wadadidau nih, mantap.
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Mana nih? Kesini. Oke, coba. Gue males lawan-lawannya guys. Ini gini aja lewatin ya.
Stabilize!
Ya ampun.
Rise!
Ada itu ya. Ada batu apung ya di situ ya. Keren juga guys, ada batu apung loh. Wah, ambil satu tuh. Baru lagi tuh. Udah nggak mau ngelawan itu. Udah nyampe kan? Untung nggak di-attack kita guys. Oh di-attack tuh. Ya ampun. Waduh. Ada gituan lagi di bawah guys. Cukup juga ya.
Access denied.
This will do. You win.
Gila. Lagi jatuh aja bisa ada monster di bawah ya.
Quake.
Ya. Nggak bisa naik ini deh. Damn it, jatuh guys.
Yahoo!
Oke, perlu dua ini nih. Dua anemo sabi nih kayak guys.
Crumble.
Nggak keluar.
Let's play.
Nakuit. Tinggi juga ya. Adanya di atas apa di bawah sih itu? Coba kita kelilingin. Nah, kayak bukan di gunung itu guys. Gak usah capek-capek jadinya deh. Bukan di gunung kayaknya. Nah ini dia.
I shall protect the lady of the clan.
Hirano. Oh, kita ke sini.
So, this is the kind of place where the big shots of Inazuma live, huh? Paimon kinda expected it to be snazzier.
Top. The Jet Chamber.
Welcome at last to the Kamisato residence, honored guest. Miss Kamisato is delighted to finally meet you.
Ntar gue ambil makan dulu ya guys. Ada Grabnya udah mau datang.
Is this the Shirasage Himegimi you keep going on about? So, where's she at? Oh, behind the screen?
Yes. As the daughter of the Yashiro Commission, this is how Miss Kamisato is accustomed to receiving guests. Consider it a time-honored tradition within the Yashiro Commission. Forgive me if this is an unwelcome surprise.
I think I understand.
She's a super important person after all.
Please forgive my lack of courtesy for receiving you in this fashion, especially following such a long and wearisome journey over the sea. I have awaited your arrival with great anticipation, and Toma assures me that you do indeed possess the power to change the tide of the times. At present in Inazuma, in the name of the Vision Hunt Decree, the people's aspirations are being senselessly trampled underfoot. Though the Yashiro Commission serves the Shogun, it is the people with whom we share close bonds, given the contact we are required to have with them in the performance of our duties. A commission's power rises and falls with the trust of their people. Thus, we cannot remain indifferent to this situation without also remaining indifferent to our own fate. Traveler, lend us your power and we can...
Waduh guys, udah mau nyampe nih guys makanannya. Yang mana ya guys? Ini deh.
See, milady, it's
Bentar ya,
just
gue ambil
like I
makanan dulu ya
said.
guys.
This will take us nowhere.
Halo guys, bentar ya guys. Halo guys.
No, please. Wait. Please,
Ternyata di
don't
depannya
go.
tuh hujan ya guys ya. Baru tahu loh gue. Ternyata gue beli bakmi nggak ada
I will
nggak ada
introduce
bakso
you to the
gorengnya
bride
guys.
and shogun on one
Jadi
condition.
bakso gorengnya diganti
You must fulfill 3 small wishes on my behalf.
pangsit
What
goreng.
are your wishes?
They pertain to 3 whose visions were taken from them.
Apa gue sambil makan ya
Perhaps
guys?
once you've met them, you will understand.
A warrior who guards a village, a former samurai who helped carry out the vision hunter
Ternyata bakso
feat,
gorengnya habis.
and a swordmaster determined to become the best in the world. Does Paimon got that right?
Correct. Please do all you can to help them. I will await your return here.
I will do as you wish.
Then you have my gratitude.
I'm sure you'll do great.
Oke. Kita keluar berarti. ASMR ya? Enggak sih, enggak sampai ASMR sih. Emang ya kesini? Gue sambil makan aja ya guys ya. Aduh, gue lagi nggak pengen makan pangsit goreng nih padahal nih. Tapi digantinya pangsit goreng lagi.
Where are you?
Kacau guys. Ini agak gue depanin aja ya.
Cleo is a brave girl today. I found a really weird looking
Aku taruh sini
lizard.
deh.
Want me to show it
Ini
to
kalau
you?
kayak gini jelas gak guys suaranya? Jelas gak guys?
These bombs, so heavy. Totoko? Totoko, where are you? Ugh.
Gue
La,
telepon
la,
Buffy
la.
guys.
One day, I'll be as great as Ryuji.
Do you want to come fish blasting with me? I'll get grounded for a whole day, but it's way worth it because the fish taste so good.
One day, I'll be as great as Ryuji.
Totoko? Totoko, where are you?
One day, I'll be as great as Ryuji.
These bombs, so heavy. Let's see. Where's the person Ayaka told us about?
Why are you doing this? Why leave all of a sudden, after all these years?
Precisely. It's much too
Kelihatan
sudden.
historinya panjang juga ya
We've
guys ya.
had no time to prepare. The children are desperate for you to take them out to play. Please, we urge you to reconsider.
That must be the guy Ayaka told us about. Let's go over and see.
Mahiru namanya,
Ah,
Mahiru.
you must also be here to try and Tejima has keeping out the treasure, but now we will go.
Sorry guys, kenapa gue cepetin nih tadi ya?
If you want my opinion, something to do with the Vision Hunt decree. It's clear that Tejima had done nothing wrong, and still they confiscated his vision. After that, he became a completely different person. I can't claim to fully understand it, but I could tell that he'd lost something very important to him. He went off on a walk, alone, circled the village a few times. And then, out of the blue, he announced that he was going to leave and become a wanderer. Truth be told, we aren't sure whether trying to keep him here is the right thing to do. But equally, it doesn't feel right to let him leave when he's in this state. He's a lost soul.
Seems like he's a well-respected guy around here.
One day, I'll be as great as Ryuji.
You must be Tejima. So what's made you want to up and leave all of a sudden?
Me? It's not a question of why I want to leave, but a question of what reason I would have to stay.
You live here for a long time.
True, but that's not why I chose to stay here. And what made me want to come here 30 years ago? And why have I never wanted to leave in all that time? I don't have answers to those questions because I can't remember anymore. Ever since they took my vision away, it's like a slice of my memory is gone. In the past, I knew I wanted to stay here. But whatever resolve I had then, it's gone now. So I thought, what's to stop me from moving around instead? The emptiness inside me will be there either way.
Okay. Well, in that case, if we help you rediscover the reason you chose to stay, you won't need to leave anymore, right? But if you can't remember anything, it's not gonna be easy. Oh, maybe if you just try a little harder to remember, then it'll all come flooding back?
Oh, that reminds me. Last time I brought Tejima some fruit, I do believe I saw him writing in a diary.
I keep a diary? If you say so. I honestly can't seem to remember.
Oh, yes, you do. And what's more, I remember you saying at the time that you wanted to make a note of a few interesting things. Things which would prove very important at a later date.
Perfect! So if we want to keep Tejima from leaving, we just need to find his diary. It must be around here somewhere. Let's take a look.
If you don't mind, we will leave you to find the diary. We should head back to the village to inform the others of Tejima's situation.
Find a clue.
This looks like Tejima's diary, all right. Let's see what we have here. Today, the villagers and I got together to cook dried raised salted fish. I messed up and burned mine a little, so I had to pretend that it was black snakehead instead. Today, I helped rescue a kid who had fallen in the water. After I pulled him out, he told me that his best friend Bamboo was still in the water. I searched the water the whole afternoon before finding out that Bamboo was the name of his pet crab. I went kite flying today. The string broke, so I chased after it as fast as I could. I soon realized I was never going to get it back, so I just found somewhere to sit and watch as it flew away into the distance. Seems like your average diary of daily village life. Huh? Wait, there's more! I went to pray at the shrine again today and stayed there a while. The Omamori you gave me has faded a little, but it is still my most treasured possession. Now that's the kind of info we're looking for. Time to pay a visit to the shrine.
Go investigate shrine nearby. Where is the shrine?
So this is the Omamori Tejima wrote about. Interesting. Looking at the color and the design, Paimon would have thought it belonged to a child. But anyway, if he had this with him all the time, there's a chance some of his elemental energy remained on it. Do you think that it might come in handy? Dodoko? Dodoko, where are you?
Use elemental set. Bukan. Ini ya? Di sini.
Here we are! This seems to be somewhere that Tejima visited a lot. The soil looks like it's been disturbed. Maybe Tejima buried something precious here. Something that kept him in the village all these years? Must be something pretty amazing if it made him stick around for 30 years. Let's dig it up and take a look. It looks like a letter. The paper's gone yellow. Must have been written a really long time ago. Konda Village. Sounds so familiar. Where is that place again? Huh. So the reason Tejima came here was to wait for someone. But he's been here for 30 years. Oh, guess they didn't show up in the end, huh? Well, let's go give Tejima his stuff back and take it from there. Cleo is a brave girl today. I found a really weird-looking lizard. Want me to show it to you?
Well, I'll be. That's certainly my handwriting. And I guess the Omamorian letter belonged to me too. But I have no memory still. Over the years, I must have made a note of anything interesting. Anything that I could share with... And just look at all the things that did happen over the years. The time has flown by so quickly. 30 years feels like the blink of an eye. How could I have forgotten something so important to me? Now that I think about it, when my vision was taken from me, it felt like I'd suddenly been hollowed out. Love, regret, everything I felt for her, it's all disappeared. No, not especially. After all, I've forgotten who she was. Her face, her voice, the things we experienced together. I barely recall any of it. It's as if she'd never been in my life to begin with. As if all these years have been nothing but a hazy dream. I think maybe not. If this is something I waited most of my life for, I suppose I should carry on waiting. Although, what if she were to turn up eventually, only to find I didn't remember so much as her name? Wouldn't that be upsetting for her? When I think about it like that, I do feel a slight tinge of sadness in my heart. How curious. Why am I thinking like this when I don't even remember who she is? It's just like that feeling of emptiness. The feeling that something is missing. Thank you both for helping me reconnect with my reason for staying here. I shall remain here and keep waiting for her.
Tejima seems to be dealing okay, but still, it makes Paimon really sad.
Yeah, me too.
Seems it's just like Ayaka and Toma were saying. If you lose your vision, you lose all your hopes and dreams too. That certainly explains the state Tejima was in earlier. At least we were able to help him, weren't we? Well, let's go find the next person. According to Miss Kamisato, the second one who lost their vision is a samurai from the Tenryou Commission. Dodoko? Dodoko, where are you?
Already waited this long. May as well keep waiting.
They say the Tenryou Commission is directly controlled by the Shogun. They're the ones responsible for maintaining law and order in Inazuma, the ones actually enforcing the Vision Hunt Decree. But why would they take action against one of their own? Paimon doesn't get it. Huh? There seems to be some commotion over there. Let's go see what's happening.
I'll ask one more time. Do you intend to withhold this month's emergency provisions?
The entire clan is counting on that food. We demand an explanation. How many times do I have to say it? I don't know anything about emergency provisions.
You dare deceive us? Those provisions are essential. Do you understand? Not some goods to be pocketed by greedy samurai.
You samurai think you can just do whatever you please? The Tenryou Commission will hear of this!
Emergency provisions, like emergency food.
Oh, huh? And who are you? One of Kurosawa's gang, no doubt.
What? We just happened to be passing by. We heard the commotion and came to see what the matter was.
I see. You seem to have come just at the right time. Perhaps you can help us settle this matter. This is Kurosawa. He's a samurai and a member of the Shogun's army. They issue emergency provisions to the area, and he's the one responsible for distribution. In the past, we'd simply ask him for provisions and everything would be delivered. Now, he suddenly refuses to give us anything. He's keeping the provisions for himself, I just know it. We'll starve without them.
No one seems to care about us. We used to think Kurosawa was a kind man, but he's shown his true colors. He's the same as all the other samurai. It's no wonder all the visions have been confiscated. The Raiden Shogun doesn't need people like him helping her rule the nation.
This must be one of the people Ayaka asked us to help. But why would she ever want us to help someone like him? Maybe we should talk to Kurosawa and see what he has to say.
I've never even heard of these emergency provisions. I don't know whether it's rumors or whether they're trying to blackmail me. But either way, it's ridiculous. If I was hoarding supplies, would I still be the poor man I am today? My own family can barely get by as it is. No, if you'll excuse me, I've got other matters to attend to.
We heard that you lost your vision recently.
That's the first bit of truth I've heard all day.
What vision?
The Shogun's army told me that I was unworthy of my vision. And they said I was slacking off in my work. Apparently, I'd even disappointed the Raiden Shogun. And that's why they confiscated my vision.
Well, that's strange. You were helping enforce the Vision Hunt Decree. Why would you be unworthy of your vision?
To be perfectly honest, I don't seem to remember the details. All I know is that I would perform certain things every month. But I don't recall what they were. And it's not just that. I have this unsettling feeling, like someone owes me something.
Does it have to do with the missing emergency provisions?
I didn't take any. Like I said, if I was taking them for myself, I wouldn't be going through such hard times right now. To top it all off, my house was just raided by treasure hoarders, which is why I came here in the first place. I was chasing after them when I got held up by these two. If you don't believe me, go find the treasure hoarders yourself. If there were any emergency provisions to be had, they would have found them.
Huh. He seems to be telling the truth. But we better confirm. Let's go round up those treasure hoarders and see what they have to say. We should be able to follow their tracks. They couldn't have gone too far.
Oke, berarti ke sana ya. Go and stop the treasure hoarders from looting Kurosawa's house. Oke. Gila. Banyak dapat ini juga ya. Lumayan, guys. Gue mau ganti dia sama Albedo aja.
Some in-the-field research?
Kemana itu? Ini kan? Kok nggak ada? Oh, ini dia ada.
We really outdid ourselves this time. All those samurai houses packed with goods, we really hit the jackpot. I mean, besides that one house.
You haven't seen anything yet. There'll be a lot more where this came from. Today's just the beginning. I'll be leading you all on an epic journey of pillage and plunder that will go down in hoarder history.
You demand, boss!
These seem like the treasure hoarders we're after. Let's teach them a lesson.
Let's teach him a lesson.
Brace yourselves.
Salah. Coba ulti aja.
Time for takeoff.
Stabilize!
Oh, there goes all the Mora. We worked hard to steal that, you know? Come on, boss. Think of something.
Not bad, kid. You ever think of joining the treasure hoarders? We could use someone like you.
Forget it. Tell us all you know about Kurosawa.
Oh, I remember. So he's the one who sent you after us, huh? Just our luck. I knew he shouldn't have hit that place.
So what did you see inside? Was it stuffed with food supplies?
Food supplies? You kidding? That place was a complete mess. All we found was a strange-looking box, hopefully with valuables inside. I didn't want anyone else to see it, so I was planning on opening it myself once we got back. But now that you've caught us, how about we make a deal? That little box for our freedom. What do you say?
You've got a deal. Now show us what's in the box.
Huh? What the?
There's nothing in here but IOUs!
Yeah, a lot of them too. And they all seem to be made out to the owner of a general goods store, a Miss Aoi. We're talking tons of Mora here. We better talk to this Miss Aoi and get to the bottom of this. As for you guys, you're free to go. Just pray that our paths don't cross again.
Yes, of course. So, we redeemed ourselves for some IOUs. Does that mean we broke even?
Shut it. Let's just get out of here.
Just get out of here.
We're way behind schedule.
Biako plane.
Next on the agenda.
Wih, Inazuma City kita. Lagi di
We're way
Inazuma
behind
City,
schedule.
guys.
We're way behind schedule. Next on the agenda.
Welcome to Tsukumomono Groceries. We've got everything you need. Can I help you find something? Or perhaps there's something you want to inquire about?
About this IOUs.
Ah, so you're friends of Kurosawa, I take it? Perhaps you're here to pay off his debts.
Whoa, whoa! Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're just here to learn where they all came from. How did Kurosawa end up owing you so much money? Did he buy anything super expensive here?
Let me think. Kurosawa would come regularly to purchase large quantities of foodstuffs. He'd always put the payment on his own account. However, the price of provisions began to skyrocket recently, and his salary was no longer enough to cover the cost. So, he started writing out IOUs to cover whatever he couldn't
IOUs.
afford of the usual amount.
So that's how he was getting those emergency provisions. But why did he have to purchase a usual amount? If the prices increased, couldn't he just buy less?
Well, if you think about it, the citizens receiving the emergency provisions must have been carefully calculating how much they needed to sustain them each time. Kurosawa thought that it would be quite the disappointment for them if they found they didn't have enough, especially after such long and careful planning. So he deemed it necessary to take on the debt rather than let the people down.
Wow. Kurosawa was purchasing all the emergency provisions at his own expense. And no one ever appreciated what he did. They just complained and held him accountable.
People's attitudes will always reflect their circumstances. In the face of hardship, nobody cares to think twice. If you ask me, had Kurosawa told everyone the truth about the supplies from the start, then there wouldn't be such a severe backlash now. Of course, I'm sure there would still have been some unrest. What he was doing was truly a thankless deed. As for why he chose to spend his own money on emergency provisions and never tell anyone, I'm still not too clear myself.
Ternyata
If
ada
you're still
secretnya ya guys ya.
curious, why don't you
Si
go ask
Kurosawa
him
ini
yourself?
nggak tahu nih dia sebenarnya baik apa enggak guys. Unfortunately, he doesn't remember.
I see. That reminds me, it seems that his vision was recently confiscated. Most unfortunate. If he doesn't clear the debt on his name, he'll have no choice but to sell that sword that is so dear to him.
Sword? What sword?
Oh, didn't he tell you? He possesses a very valuable blade. He's carried it for years now. I've asked him about its origins. He told me that it was a gift from his father, that it was too precious to sell. In
Apa itu guys
hindsight,
pedangnya guys?
I regret that I never made an offer on it. Everything has its price, at least that's what I think. Why don't you ask him about the sword yourself? Perhaps it'll even provide you with the answers you're looking for. Oh, but before you go, if you would kindly settle today's bill.
But we didn't buy anything.
Information is also a kind of commodity.
Wah,
Wouldn't
gila.
you agree?
Apa-apa duit ya
Don't
guys ya.
worry. I won't charge much for information about Kurosawa. Nothing we ever discussed was explicitly
2000
confidential.
mora
and
cuma buat
We
information
now know
guys.
where the emergency provisions were coming from. Plus, we found out that
Emang nggak ada yang
Kurosawa
gratis ya
has
guys
a
ya.
priceless sword in his possession. Let's go talk to Kurosawa again and see if he can remember anything.
Itu dia.
What are you doing here all by yourself? Where did those other two go?
I presented them with a choice. Either they left or I drew my sword. They left. It turned out to be a real time saver, actually. Perhaps I should start using it more often. Did you manage to track down the treasure hoarders? Everything I said was true, right?
That just about sums it up. It turns out that you really were distributing emergency provisions, but they were all purchased at your own expense.
Strange. Is that really the kind of person I was? I don't really have any such recollection. Even after all you've told me, I still don't remember anything. Why was I purchasing emergency provisions for everyone? And why would I put myself in such a difficult situation? I really don't understand. But I cannot deny that when I brandished my sword to scare those two away, I could sense that my body was somehow
Mind if we have a look?
reluctant. This sword was once wielded by my father. I remember once when I was young, I wanted to sneak out with the blade and show it off to the kids next door.
Pedangnya itu apa
My
ya guys?
father ended up catching me in the act and scolded me severely.
Pedang
What
apa ya?
did he say? I can't seem to remember that either. It would seem that I forgot many important things when my vision was taken from me. So many memories gone. Forever. No matter how hard I try to remember, all I can remember now is my father telling me that this blade bore his life's creed. Before he passed away, he placed the sword in my hands and said to me, "With this sword, you should."
Is it just me?
Hey, if you look carefully, there seems to be some words engraved on the hilt. Can you recognize the words?
The words are virtue.
Virtue?
and justice.
Justice?
With true and
Somehow those two words seem to explain everything now. Taking on seemingly endless debts to make others happy. I guess that must have been my greatest ambition after all. But what use of virtue and justice? I purchased the provisions for those in need. And look how things ended up. The Tenryo Commission seized my vision. And the very people I was so desperately trying to help refused to understand me. And the irony of all of it is, I somehow still felt sorry when threatening them with my blade. I'm incapable of being a good person, yet I'm equally unable to be bad. I don't know what to do with myself.
Yet another troubled soul. When we get the chance, let's speak to Toma about Kurosawa's debt. The Yashiro Commission would surely help cover his expenses. In any case, we must never let him sell off that sword.
Yang mana nih guys? Losing a vision.
Yeah, seems like losing all ambition is a terrible experience. Fortunately for us, you don't have a vision. Let's go find the next poor soul.
Next poor soul. Kita kemana nih? Ke sana. Ke atas. Find the next person who lost their vision. Serem juga ya. Lose their vision, guys.
The third person who had their vision taken is supposed to be a famous sword master around these parts. Paimon heard that he's the present-day master of Meikyo Shisui art. Sounds pretty impressive. This is his dojo. Luckily, there's some people around. Let's go talk to them.
Nanako, don't worry. Sensei will be fine. Those thugs that challenged the dojo were strong, but he fought them all off in the end, didn't he?
Maybe, but I'm still worried about him. Things have gotten dangerous before in the past, but it's never shaken him. This time, though...
It's just because he's been possessed, that's all. Once the exorcism has taken place, he'll be right as rain in no time.
Hey there! Did something happen?
Who are you? I don't care whether you're trespassers or just here to harass us while Sensei is impaired. Get out of here immediately! Don't make me draw my blade, or you won't live to regret it.
No! You got it so wrong! We just came here to...
We are here to become disciples.
Disciples?
Yep. We've heard all about the mighty master of Meikyo Shisui art. It's the whole reason we came all this way, to seek him out and ask him to train us. But then we got here and overheard you talking about how he got possessed or something?
From the way you're dressed, it doesn't look like you're from around here. Please, accept my apologies. We've had so many people trying to cause us trouble recently that we're on high alert. You haven't arrived at the best of times, I'm afraid. Sensei got possessed recently, and he's still recovering. He's not able to take on any new disciples for the time being.
We can wait till he's recovered.
I see you are earnest in your pursuit.
Gila guys, kayaknya ini ceritanya masih panjang deh.
Okay, how about this?
Apa kita bagi dua juga guys? Cerita Inazuma ini. Besok sisanya gimana guys?
And you can decide whether to stay or to leave.
Udah
Sensei's
2
name is
jaman ya?
Domon, a name I'm sure you've already heard. Though self-taught, he mastered the art of the sword to a high level. He then proceeded to defeat many other prominent sword
Abis ini gue pause
masters,
dulu kali ya guys ya.
never losing a single
Paling
fight.
besok kita lanjutin lagi guys.
He once said that his goal was to become the best sword master in the world. And so, even while training us, he continued to hone his own art. His fervor truly inspired us, and we trained hard, determined to keep up with him. But then...
Not long ago, Sensei had his vision taken away. He hasn't been the same since. He says the strangest things over and over, and he refuses to let us train. Junya and I have discussed it, and we both think that he's being possessed by an evil spirit. So, we've asked the shrine maidens from the Grand Narukami Shrine to perform an exorcism.
Exorcism.
But if I'm honest, I still have my doubts over whether he'll completely recover.
The Grand Narukami Shrine? What's that?
You haven't heard of it? It's the largest shrine on Narukami Island. The head shrine maiden is reputed to have very close ties with the almighty Shogun herself. Not that we'd have any means of involving the head shrine maiden, of course. But even one of the ordinary shrine maidens from the Grand Narukami Shrine would have clear power and authority to perform an exorcism. So don't worry, Nanako. Sensei is going to be just fine. The exorcism will take place this evening. You're both more than welcome to come and watch if you're interested.
So, losing your vision can cause possession? Guess we should come back this evening and see for ourselves.
Oke. Udah guys, gua pause dulu hari ini sampai sini. Besok kita bakal lanjutin lagi ya guys, sisanya. Untuk yang Inazuma ini, kayaknya ceritanya panjang banget. Oke guys, paling gitu aja. Sampai sini dulu ya guys. Terima kasih semuanya yang udah nonton. Jangan lupa subscribe, komen, sama like juga ya guys. Oke, thank you guys. See you next time.